So when she goes through her 7-chapter novel, and like honestly, I'm gonna go the short version. Everybody knows here what she sounds like when she talks, and I love her for all of it. But don't be hateful when my version is much shorter. Cool deal?
Yeah.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Listen to that.
All right.
Well, if we're being honest, when this started 10 years ago, we really had no idea what we were getting ourselves into or where this journey would take us. Over all of the speeches that we've heard tonight, there has been a really common theme, and that's that this has changed so much over the last decade, and it's been really incredible to be on this journey and to be living it and to see how we've gotten to where we are today. Spring started basically, because we love cheerleading. And, when I first met Kenny, and I met him, and, this is a really funny story, but I met him at a cheerleading competition, and I was talking on a phone, and he was smoking, so really, the more things changed, the more things stayed the same. So that happened, and he was chatting, and I noticed he had these rings on his fingers, and he had just came out of being on U of L large co-ed, and I think he was pretty excited about that. And I was like, wow! I was like, look at those rings. You must, that must be something great. Okay, one ring, whatever it was. And it was real big. So he was like, yeah. He was like, I was a cheerleader at the University of Louisville, and I was like, oh, were you good? And I'd never heard of them. Sorry, James. So I had just moved from to the U.S. from Canada, and I had seen teams that wore red with birds jumping around, but to know that was Louisville. Sorry, Andrew. Sorry, son. But to know that it's Louisville, I had no idea. So Kenny sort of paused for a moment, and now I know exactly what it was. He kind of gave me that look, and in the moment I thought it was kind of like, oh, I wonder if I've forgotten to do something. And no, what it really was, how the fuck do you not know who I am? Our interaction was not conventional, and that sort of just, we parted ways and we became friends, and I didn't really think much of it, and he was just Kent. He was just somebody who I knew, but I ended up hiring him at one point to work with a team of mine, and it was supposed to be a 2-hour clinic, and it was 8 hours, and they were awful, and he said he would never work with them again.
The only team I ever said.
You can talk.
I'm talking.
Was it Kylie's team?
No, it was not Kylie's team. It was UNC Chapel Hill, and I was like, thank you for inviting me back, but I will never, ever work with them again. They were the most misfit, disorganized, bratty group of girls I've ever met in my life. She's like, oh, but they were so wonderful for me. I was like, quite the opposite.
Anyways, that didn't go over well. But the first thing that I noticed from Kenny was just this love and passion of teaching, and it was so contagious. And for me, when I moved to the U.S., I saw youth teams that had better cheerleading than anything that I'd ever seen in Canada, and it was just amazing to watch. And when I first moved to the U.S., I couldn't work. I was going through immigration. I was like a workaholic without a purpose. So I started at a cheerleading gym, Greensboro All Stars. Coach Kylie. Isn't it funny how life comes full circle? But I would stay in the gym and I would just watch. So when I met Kenny, I could not believe this incredible talent in front of my eyes. And this was 10 years ago, so it wasn't even as refined as it is now. It wasn't even as much thought that goes into it now, but it was just such a natural talent and passion for cheerleading. And the only word I can think to describe it was that it was intoxicating. And when he was working with Spirit Sports and with James, I always had this feeling like, why is this guy sending emails? Why is this guy in an office? He's so talented. He should be teaching and making that impact, because he would literally work 8 months a year doing things he hated to be able to spend 4 months of the year doing something he loved. And so when I moved back home to Canada and I made that life change, I really thought that maybe the best days of my cheerleading were over, and I thought that I would have to say goodbye to everything that I'd learned in the U.S. and everything that I had a chance to be a part of. Well, little did I know that the best had really yet to come, and that there was so much more in store for me, and that my time in the U.S. wasn't really about the culmination of my cheerleading career, but that it was an opportunity to get a glimpse of what everyone else in the world covets so much and what everyone else in the world admires so much, and that I could use that knowledge and that I could use those experiences to just, brighten the path, hopefully, of so many others. So, when you look at spring and you think, how did it become? Well, Kenny, I made it for you. And, he's just so talented. And every time I watch him teach, I fall in love with him all over again. And it's just incredible to watch him inspire and motivate. And about 2 months ago, I was with some of the Great White kids, and we were doing a camp in Ancaster, and it was the weirdest thing because I turned around and it was like 4 little Kennys, except they weren't Kenny, it was Jordan. and I was like, Jordan, when did you get so smart at cheerleading? Like, this was amazing. And it was Horch, and it was just, all of the kids, and Yahtzee and Power and Stamper and just, Beso, every single one of them, to hear them say the things that he teaches them and to see them make that impact.
My own version of what I taught them.
Yeah, it's like they just
That's
took
the
what
coolest part.
Yeah, it's like they just took what he had to say and then they carried it, and the way that they were connecting with the kids, and that was just, it was so inspiring. And, when we look at this international journey, basically what happened is one of my childhood best friends moved to England. This is a pretty funny story because we were sitting at Worlds at one of the IRD meetings that they were at the time, and we met Shara Bryce from England, and we sat down, and she clearly had a British accent, and I was like, oh, we're going to London, and she was like, would you come to my gym? Obviously Kenny's credentials got us in the door, and
I showed up, James.
Yeah, so anyways, we went to their gym, and they're in North London. They're in like one of the poorest areas that you can be in, and this gym is entirely non-profit, and at the time they were practicing this school with a fence, and these kids, it was a co-ed 5 team, and they were so good, really good. And so they said, we practiced with them for a couple of hours, and they said, oh, we have nationals this week, we have practice again tomorrow, and we said, oh, can we come back? And originally we were supposed to travel around the country, so then the next day we went back to the gym, and then the day after that we just hopped on a bus with these kids and went to nationals. And they probably thought we were crazy, but that is literally how our company started. We just took an opportunity and we went with it. And then England turned into France, France turned into Germany, Germany turned into Italy, Italy turned into Australia, Australia turned into Finland.
Every single one has a memory.
Every single place we've been is a story. We got off a boat in Italy. They said there would be a man with a sign. This man didn't speak English.
One more time. Lizza. Keny.
He literally didn't speak a word of English.
For an hour and a half drive.
He had an hour and a half drive into a field.
With no seatbelts, except he gave us clips for the seatbelts.
Yeah, clips.
So you don't get the seatbelt, you just get the clip so the car stops beeping. No, and we each got one. It wasn't like here. He's like, here. Clip. The beeping stops. He's like, all right, we're ready to go.
And we were on this cruise, and this is how dumb we were, guys. We got off the boat at 8, we had to be back on the boat at 4. Literally, we took a train to this station. This strange man with goggles, picked us up in Bologna, drove us 2 hours to this camp. This man met us, introduced us, ran us around the facility.
For 2 hours, there was not a single word of hello or goodbye or what's going on. It was like, hello.
And then we got back on the boat, and we just continued on with our cruise like that was what's supposed to happen. And now we've been going to Italy for 7 years, and we just finished working with their first ever national team from their federation. We go there twice a year, and we've just made friendships all over the world that we we just never could have imagined.
She's right.
And yeah.
Just stories.
And like, I look here and we're so happy you're here, but there's so many people missing. It's crazy. It's like,
I want to talk about a positive story about that. I'm gonna throw some positive light into this.
I really am happy you're all here.
Are we good?
I don't think I wore waterproof mascara.
No, you're fine.
Becca.
You're fine.
No, I'm gonna be okay. Keep going.
Do you want to keep going?
No, I think I pulled it together. That was good. Okay, yeah. Stop it. My hair, it's really good normally.
Sorry.
Okay, so, but what I mean is there's so many people missing is just, in our travels and in everything we do, we've been really lucky to get a lot of appreciation for what people perceive our contribution to be. And when we look around and, especially when we're at Worlds, when all of our world collides into one place, it's just so amazing because, people always say, thank you for helping us. And guys, really, thank you for helping us live the life that we've lived and for allowing us to have these opportunities to be a part of your gym. And we don't just feel like visitors or strangers. We really do feel like we're part of your family. Thank you to every single one of our staff that is here today, that work their butts off for us this weekend, that go out into the world and travel this country coast to coast and now country to country, and that hopefully keep the values of what our company is and what Kenny and I hope Spring can be, and you keep it alive and you share it in your gyms. And every time, you share your love of cheerleading, that love will multiply. And that's what you always ask us, what keeps you on the road? It's that. I never miss home because everywhere I go, I'm home. When I'm in Finland, I get to have Vapianos and I get to have Hesburger with Mia and Henry and Jake and Marika. And when I'm in Italy, I get to have gelato with Cesare. I'm noticing this is a lot about food.
Oh my God.
I mean, I like shopping too, but I do like spas as well. I guess the important thing is there's just so many wonderful memories and so many tremendous places. And when I look out here and see all of you here today and all of the amazing things you said about us and some of the realities that we wish we could erase from the past, it's just amazing. And we can't thank you enough for celebrating with us tonight, for being a part of our Spring family, for believing in what we do, for inspiring us to be better, for being there through tough times, for persevering and not giving up on us, and for understanding that there really was no plan for two people to travel the world and to teach cheerleading and try to run a business and plan conferences from different time zones and no Wi-Fi, and sometimes phones didn't work, and Starbucks and McDonald's really become your friends in those places.
4 years, Starbucks and McDonald's.
Yes. But
just to find Wi-Fi.
I look back at it now and I'm so glad we didn't have a plan, because there would have been so much we would have missed along the way. And yeah. All right, Kenny.
All right, now the good speech.
Tag him. This is really not my side.
Now you know we've been together for 10 years. I'm sorry you have to stand on this side. There's a lot we could probably say. And it's really hard to follow Lisa when she speaks. And my whole speech really should be about Lisa. Like, if we're being very honest, it should be about her. But it can't be, because our memories have been, like she says it, 10 years is a long time. especially when you thought you've lived an entire lifetime up until that 10 years. I thought when I was at Louisville, it was like, listen, this is what life's about. Like, throwing girls, I'm hitting stunts, we're winning trophies, I got a cool job, like, my coach thinks I'm the best out of all the guys here. although, I said best, not most responsible, or reliable, dependable, timely. I was honest, and I did my job when it counted, which thankfully has helped me kind of teach what I teach now. But there was a lot of things that I can look around this room, and I'm looking at everybody, and I can seriously tell a story about every single person that I see here. And the story could last 20 minutes, the story could last 5 minutes, but that's what our life's about. It's about stories. It's about stories and pages that you write in your own personal book. And like, sometimes you don't, like, some people get through life and they sit in a desk all night, all day, and they just do 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, and it's just crunching numbers and doing things and crunching numbers and doing things. And they don't even know the person that they work next to. They just, that person's there, that person's there, that person's there. And you see them in the elevator and they go downstairs and you're like, bye, I'm going home, and your life sucks. And like, just sorry, your life sucks. I'm like so like happy about my life, and I'm sorry yours is like that, but like things happen to me and they happen to me for a reason. And like I've got my friends and happen to them for their reasons. And now if your 9 to 5 happened like that, I'm really sorry. But guess what? Damien says and Ali says, we don't apologize for that. There's a reason why. Hey, we met because of experiences that we had, and it wasn't purposeful, and we went through so many like mistakes in our lives, and they weren't purposeful mistakes, it was just mistakes. And I think that's, mistakes are supposed to happen in life. They're supposed to happen in life so you can learn how to not to make them again. And then not just not to make them again, but help somebody else learn how not to make them the first time. And if they listen to you and they don't make them the first time, like, you know, you've had an impact on them. And I feel like that's tough to do. Like, it's an important thing to do. And I feel like the job that we all love, everybody in this room, the feeling you get when a kid gets a skill, that's your paycheck. You can work for 2 months on one child and they get one skill, dollar amount never came to your mind. How cool is that? That a dollar amount never came to your mind. It was what that child benefited from what you got to do for them. And maybe it wasn't about you, but in your mind, you're like, I got to be a part of that. And that's very special. So the fact that we all get to be rich with memories and experiences, I love you all, because we have fortunately landed in a position where we can say, everybody else, you suck. We good. We cool, we got a great job. Sorry everybody else, your life sucks. But hey, we're here to make the rest of the world better because our lives are great. I really could not go through and tell you how much every single person here means to me. I will tell you something that is hard to say. It's very hard to say that you can find firsts in a life. Now Lisa is a definite first, because she's gonna stand over here because she's another first. She's like a first, you know what I mean? This isn't the first. You're like the first. I couldn't let anybody else beat you. But I have another first. And I want to tell you that this weekend is my new first. I'm sorry, Allie. I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry, girls. This weekend was my first favorite cheer memory of my life. This weekend was my new favorite, brand new, as of today. No expiration date until somebody else happens to beat it. Was my first favorite weekend of my entire life. And it's really hard because everybody that I'm looking at right now has their favorite cheer memory in their lives. Do I agree? You all have yours. You were a part of the reason I now have mine. And ours, I should say, right? And that's important to me because, like, you can win worlds, you can win this, you can be the most unreliable, you can be the guy that's never around. It's good to hold records. Right, James?
Absolutely.
But to find your biggest first, it's not because it made the biggest impact on the cheerleading world this weekend. It's because I got to do it with people that I know I will be around for the rest of my life. The people I see in this room, I'm gonna know you for a long time. You may not like me forever, but you're gonna have to deal with me for a long time because I love you. We love you. Spring loves you. You're a part of our family. You're never, ever going away, even if you want us to, okay? So I wanna thank all of you because the passion, like I will tell you, this weekend was intense for me. It was intense, and I don't know how many other people out there felt that, but this weekend was fucking incredible. Like, it was sick. I've talked with so many people, and I'm looking at you, and you're sitting there nodding. Like, it was insane. It wasn't just about the coaches. I felt like this weekend was an expose on people wanting to teach what they love to teach, but all the bad parts of our sport were filtered out of it. All the bads were gone, and all we had left was the good, positive vibes that was left in cheerleading 15 years ago.
Let's stay here forever.
This is the real life version of Once Upon a Time. Oh my God, who are you?
Cinderella.
So, like, honestly though, this weekend was a bit magical. Don't get excited. It was really incredible just because there were so many cool things. I felt like when I was in front of these coaches, every single person around me was on fire. Every coach was like, I can do this, you should do this, you should do this, this. And if there was one problem a coach said, 5 speakers.
Sorry, we're just having a
Lion hair.
hair. I want my lion hair to look as nice as
I don't care what you do, you're getting married today. I'm Miss Great Red Practice. But honestly, there was so much incredible energy this weekend with absolutely no bad. There was 0 bad, and I thought all we did was really help the rest of the industry. Show what happens when a lot of really good-hearted people get together and just preach the same message. So I really hope that this isn't the first and last time this happens. I really want this to continue on. I want to thank every single person out there because you're very, very special to us. You would not be here if we did not already love you in some way or another. You probably didn't even know we knew you, but you're here and we love you.
And you participated, so you can come back.
That was the message you were waiting for.
Corey is still at 8 o'clock.
Corey is and like I don't know how to tell the next person how special she is. I've never really been able to admit how unimportant I feel. In a humorous, funny way, like if you're like point stun at Louisville, you don't understand what it's like to feel unimportant. You're kind of point stun at Louisville. You're like,
You're not back.
yeah, I don't suck. Yeah, it's pretty much whatever. You go to a gym and you're like the first coach they hire. You're like, okay, you don't suck again. But then you meet this person and you're like, you feel still like really good about yourself, but then this person makes you feel better than you've ever been able to make yourself feel. Like this person finds the bads that you always felt bad about yourself for, and she finds a way to make you feel good about those bads because there's a way to make those bads feel good. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? She found a way to take the bads and turn them into goods. Like, and I say like, and I feel like nubs. Where are the cameras? Oh my god. Realistically, it's very, very hard for me to even tell you what you've done for me. Like I did. We that was what I'm bit for. Yeah. So there was a period in our lives where she told you things were a bit rough, and I'd be honest, I don't think there's ever been that bad of a relationship I've ever had.
terrible.
No,
I say the
worse
worst
than terrible.
Worst.
I can't even tell you the things that we've said to each other in front of children. You know the C word? It came out at a camp in front of kids. That C word. Can't understand normal things. C word. You should never say that to anyone. I said it to her.
I don't fight fair.
And that's fine. We neither of us fought fair. And the reason I'm going back to this, like back this far, is just because if you all knew, like you look at us and you're like, oh, they teach cheerleading, they travel. Guys, we slept in airports and bus stations. We slept in bus stations overnight, waiting for a deposit to come through that never came through, and we would have to call Miss Vicky O'Quine to please put money in the account so that we could possibly make it to New Brunswick to work with Noxie, who wasn't even Noxie then, who made paper mache dolls and was just the little smartass she still is. Like guys, like sleep in airports, sleep anywhere you could. We stayed in rental cars in Vancouver, waiting for the camp to start. We slept in a rental car in an alley waiting for camp to start because we could not afford a hotel room because the money wasn't in the account yet. Like spring is an evolution of just wanting to teach because we wanted to teach, not because we ever had a vision of it becoming what it has. And because relationships are so powerful, and sometimes that personal experience, which sometimes only might happen once, is enough to make this kind of connection. That is what makes this industry special, and that's what makes you so special to me, because without what you did for me, I would not have this, because I was in a bad spot when I met you, and thank you, and I love you. And I'm still gonna piss you off all the time. So we have a present.
Oh my gosh. I love presents.
Presents are great, especially when they come in that color bag.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's the big. What color is that?
Bag.
Tiffany blue.
Don't be fooled, Lisa. It's not what it's doing.
Payless shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-oh.
What?
It's the box with your clear dress.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. I love presents. Okay.
There you go.
From the dollar store.
Open. She's just like you.
Okay.
Elodie, what?
I said,
What'd you
is
ask?
this champagne flutes?
But they have something very special engraved.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, and there's 2 bags.
Okay.
So what would you do? Which one do you want to
choose?
pick?
You can only choose one.
Choose
Oh my
very
God.
wisely.
I get the other.
Left or right? Which one?
I feel like I have to
Well,
go.
she's
All in favor of left. Raise your hand. Left?
She's always right.
Exactly.
Lisa, which one will it be?
I feel like I have to go against my natural instinct. What would you pick?
Did she just ask me what would I pick?
Yes.
Everybody is a witness. Lisa.
Holly, what would you pick, right?
Right.
Okay, I'm going
Always
right.
right.
Okay, right. Okay.
Oh my God! If you listen. If you pick wrong,
Holly, get the
this one. If you pick wrong, this one disappears
Uh-oh.
Okay.
for 5 seconds.
Fine,
Go.
pick left.
Maybe you shouldn't pick
I
that.
should pick left?
You always stand on his right.
I don't know what to do. Okay.
Guys, this is like a 50-50 chance here.
I should maybe just take both.
Do it.
Honey, this is for you.
Okay.
This is for all your hard work.
Okay, so pick this.
Now pick one at a time.
Okay. All
This is
right.
50. Oh no. Okay, yeah, go for it. Hey. What's in there?
Nothing.
Wait till you see what Allie's getting.
This is a wonderful new
I just got a
bag.
new earring pouch. Okay. I told you to go against my natural instincts. You all led me the wrong way.
So which one do you want now?
Well, clearly
That's good.
Okay. All right, I really do like these champagne flutes.
Well, yeah, it's very good.
All right, hold on.
Whoa.
Okay. All right.
Are you sure?
Well, there's nothing else to try. Am I
Just
supposed
open the
to?
top.
Am
Open
I
the top.
supposed
Open
to
the top.
pick
Don't
you?
touch.
Is this a trick?
No, no, just open the top.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Over the
Yeah.
top. Check.
Okay. Hold on. Now,
Now look.
look.
Look, maybe.
Well, try.
I can't see anything.
Is that small?
No, there's nothing in there.
Oh, it was a trick.
No, I swear to God, there's nothing in there.
Did you
Maybe
drop
what's
it?
in there?
Maybe it's in the line.
No, there's nothing either.
Maybe it was just the
glasses as a nice gift.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
I have 2 earring
Oh.
pouches.
And no earrings. But it's the thought that counts. It's the thought.
Well, I
The flutes are nice.
I think I found it.
You didn't do this.
Oh, sure did.
This is when you went on a date with my mom.
Maybe.
Yeah, I got.
Oh my God, honey.
Oh.
Sweetheart, you are the most important thing in my life. You always will be. You are my inspiration for being a better person. And I couldn't give up the shirt. Thank you. You out for me. I love you.
I love you.
Will you stay married to me?